All right. I'm back again. This is Founder Laerun, and I'm going to go over the inventory tab on the D&D 5th edition character sheet. So right now, we don't have any equipment or gear, and as you can see, it keeps track of your encumbrance, your current weight that you're carrying, your treasure, which would be your coins, and then up here is your equipment area. So what I want to do is populate this as quickly and easily as I can. The old way of doing this would be to grab some of these items from the items banner. Now, if you're just a player, you have to rely on the fact that they actually have the content or they have shared the available content with you. Otherwise, you're going to be limited to whatever content you have in your own library. Even if you have the SRD, you'll have a few things. So hopefully your GM will have what you need to get started. A lot of times, this particular aspect of character creation is very, very slow. So I'm going to show you a somewhat of a quicker way to do this. And by yapping about it isn't going to get it done any quicker, but I'm going to add the artisan tool. So this is how you used to do, adding stuff. So I typed artisan, and here is the artisan tools. You drag and drop onto the sheet, and it adds it to there. I'm also going to add, let's see, I'm going to add some healing potions so I can show you something later in the tutorial. So for healing, I am going to grab a potion of healing and drag it and drop it up here. You can drag it twice if you get 2 of them, or you can just switch the quantity here. And I think I want to get a case or something in case I want to hold something. So that would be a case for crossbow bolts. So here, the crossbow bolts, since I'm already here, I might as well grab them. So this is a case to hold those, kind of like you have a quiver for your arrows. So these are just onesie-twosie stuff. Now, this can take a long time when you're building your character. So traditionally, one would bring up their character class description, scroll down to the bottom, and you have a list of equipment that you can start with. And it even tells you some of your proficiencies and such. So then you'd have to go in there and type and drag over all that stuff. Same thing with your background. If you go to this Uthgard guy here, he has he has a hunting trap, some tokens or tattoos, and then he has like some clothing, it's a totem, and a pouch with 10 gold. So rather than trying to recreate that content or trying to take all day dragging every little single thing over, these parcels kind of work like packs. And this is from the Rob Tui background and class equipment packs. So if you want to use these as a way to make things quicker when you're building characters, this might be helpful for you. So this guy has the Uthgard member background. So I'm going to drag over on his inventory tab that particular background. So if I scroll down towards the bottom, there's the background equipment. Drag it over, and then everything is added automatically. Now, if you scroll down on this list, you'll also get your starting class equipment. So this is a cleric. Drag all that over, bam, it's done. So that's how easy that can be, and you can actually set those up yourself. You don't have to buy the module, but if you want to make your own, you can. What they are parcels, and they have all the stuff in them already. You can make your own if you wish. So this is just a quicker way to do things to speed up this process. Now I still have to organize all this information. Now this character can get access to heavy armor and heavy weapons. So I'm going to swap out his weapons that he gets normally. So you get scale mail for basically for a cleric, and you get a shield, and then it gives you a light crossbow, which I'll keep, and the bolts, and then you get a mace. So I'm going to swap those out for heavier weapons and armor. So I'm going to go to back to the items, and I'm going to find chain. So here's some chainmail. And then I'm thinking I'm going to give him like a war club or something. Maybe something two-handed like a battle axe or something. All right, cool, battle axe. So that is that. So I just swapped out his basic weapons for those two. I don't think they're too far overpowered or anything, so that's fine. And then when you go to his inventory, it'll actually have it listed here now. I'm going to go ahead and organize the inventory. So I'm going to store a lot of my materials in the backpack and pouch. So for this backpack, I'm erasing the word empty with parentheses and the space. And I'm going to start plugging in what I want to store in the backpack. So the artisan tools, and I do that by typing backpack on the location line. This alms box, blanket, so on and so forth. So there's going to be a little bit of silence while I get this plotted in. But as you can see, I'm going down the list and picking what I want stored in the backpack. I'm putting the tinderbox in a pouch. Putting this totem thing or token thing in the pouch. And as you build, you'll notice that this inventory starts to separate and break into categories. So the amulet, I'm going to go ahead and put that in my pouch. So I'm not putting any armor or weapons in the pouch, just the items. So the shield, the armor, the weapons, all that stuff is not being stored away. So I have some stuff in my pouch and I have some things in my backpack. The container must match the spelling of what you want in there. And then it helps when you go to sort things. So right now I'm carrying 135.66 pounds. If I wanted to drop this weight for the backpack, I could just change that to not carried. Like maybe you stash it or you set it down somewhere and that takes the weight off. If you want it back on, you just go back to carried status. Now the crossbow bolts themselves, I'm going to type case next to them. Because now that case is stored, has all the crossbow bolts in it. So this is how you organize your inventory. You can make custom items, but the best way for this to happen is to have your game master make the item and then drag it over. In some situations you don't have that luxury, so you can actually hit the edit button on the bottom, and the green plus button. It will make a new line. Then you get out of the edit mode, and then you click this up and you make your own item. Give it a cost, a weight, a description, whatever you need. So you can add your own custom items if you need to. But it's cleaner if your DM makes the item first and then drags it over. So I think that's pretty much with the items. There's a couple things I wanted to mention. Gold weight is not calculated normally in Fantasy Grounds. You have to get an extension, Or you can make an item that keeps track of how much one gold piece weighs, and then you can just type in how many coins you're carrying, and it'll give you a rough idea of how much overall weight you have on you with coin weight. The other thing is, if you wanted a bag of holding, you can just make a bag of holding or just call it a bag of holding instead of a backpack. And then you could take the weight off and it would basically reflect that of what a backpack would do that's not carried. So in this case, you will carry the material, but you just won't have the weight counted against you. So there's different things you can do to kind of make things better for you. Quality of life. So that's pretty much it for the inventory. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.